I decided to do a story time video because I've been very inspired to do so by lots of YouTubers that I really like. So this story is about the time that probably like basically a compilation of my most awkward parties. So this story is about the one time that I got hit on at a princess party. So last minute, like the party was on a Saturday, and last minute this guy booked, you look at my cat right now, he is just being ridiculous. Will you stop? He was booking a party for his niece, and last minute he was like, you know, he like messaged our Facebook page and was like, you know, I want to book a princess, but I was like, okay, well, I need like this, and this, and this. And he said he wanted to book Cinderella because it seemed like he didn't know any other princess. He was like, I guess Cinderella, she likes that one, so I guess I will do that princess. I asked how old she was, and he was like, well, she's turning 8. So 8 is kind of old for princess parties, but it's not like a 12-year-old party. So I was like, okay. The party was gonna be at 8 p.m. I've never done a party that late, and it was because she was having like a sleepover with her friends. And I actually, if you go and watch our Frozen car rides part 1, like the first one we ever did, it was that day. It was in April of 2014, and we had 4 parties back to back that day, and then that night I had to go do a Cinderella party. So the party is like, I get there, and the uncle of the birthday girl was like super like calling me all the time and was like, oh, I need, you know, because he had my personal number, because he booked through me and everything. So he's like, okay. And he kept calling me, being like, okay, well, I'm going to meet up with you. I'm going to meet you outside, park this way, blah, 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 blah. And, like, when I got out of the car, like, he was totally, like, flirting with me. And I just kind of, like, shrugged it off. I thought maybe he was just being nice, which he was a super nice guy. But, like, I don't know. It was weird. So I go in, like, I go in, and he tells me about his niece, and, like, she's super sweet and everything. I come in, and she and all of her friends, like, close their eyes, and then she walks out, and she sees me, and dressed as Cinderella, and she starts boohoo crying, like, she just saw Katy Perry. Like, it would be like me if I just saw, like, Bo Burnham again, you know, and I've met him before, and I haven't even, like, boohoo cried like that. And this girl was, like, crying, like, sobbing and was so happy. I was only supposed to be there for about like an hour, but I ended up kicking it with them for like an hour and a half because I was having so much fun. Like before I actually went into the party, he was like, so like, what do you do? Like blah, 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 blah. Like, how old are you? And so I didn't think anything of it. So I had an amazing party. Honest to God, it was probably one of my favorite parties. And the uncle like wasn't even really there. And so then he left early before I even left. So, I finished up the party, whatever, like, it's all good. BB, hi, I'm making a story time video. You wanna come see? Oh, who's that? He's so sad. Oh, the kittens. So, I'm wearing all black. This is not a good idea. So then I head home, and I'm like, my love tank's full. Like, I'm super happy. Like, I had a great time. And then it's like 10:30 at night. Like 10:30, the uncle calls my cell phone, and he's like, hey, I just wanted to thank you so much, you know, I just want to see how the rest of the party went because I left. And I was like, it went really well. Like, you don't think you could have called your sister or like maybe one of the other 11 adults that were there at the party to see how it went? I don't know. It was just kind of like crossing boundaries. And I was like, okay, he's a really nice guy. Whatever. And so then like he kept kind of like lingering on the phone with me and was like, so how long have you been doing this? Like you started this yourself? Wow, that's so cool. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. So I didn't think anything of it. So even later that night, I get a ton of Facebook friend requests, like from all of these parents. And I guess they just found me somehow, you know, I didn't really like freak out. It was like moms and stuff. So I was like, whatever, I'll add them. So then I get a message from his sister, the birthday girl's mom. And she was like, hey, how are you? You know, you were so amazing at my kid's birthday party and we loved you. And I was like, yeah, that's, thanks. You know, I love it. And I had fun too. And then she was like, just wondering, how old are you? And at the time I was 18. So I was like, oh, I'm 18. And she was like, okay, well, I was wondering, do you like older men? What? And I was like, I don't think I said excuse me because I think that kind of comes off a little rude, but I was like, why do you ask? And she was like, well, my brother, you met him, the one who booked the party. He's 28, but he is such a great guy and such a sweet guy, and he just has the worst luck with women, and he thought the world of you. I don't know, I just try and like set him up with people, and you just seem like such an amazing girl who has her head on right and it has stuff going for her. You just crossed so many lines, like so many lines. So I ended up, like, he ended up texting me the next day, like, about something. Like, he kept, like, making excuses to text me. It was like, here's some pictures, or if you have any pictures, like, you can put these on the page. Like, I'll add you on Facebook. So then he ended up trying to send me a friend request, and I ignored it. Like, I declined it, and it was just the weirdest thing. I was like, this is not princess hotline. Like, you can't just like call me and like set me up with you. And then like there's been another time where like me and my sister have walked out of a building like at nighttime, like after a party or something, and we have had grown adult men stop and ask us if we were in adult service. Done. The only other crazy experience I've had with that, like, I haven't had too many people like trying to hit on me or anything like that. Like, that was just the main situation. But there was another time where Morgan and I like did this party. We had done the party a year before, but we did it again. They booked us like the next year again, and we did like a Frozen party like both times. So I don't know, like, I don't know why you would have like Cinderella come one year and then the next year have Cinderella come again, but it was the same characters. That's what they wanted. And it was at this hotel, and honest to God, it was every time we do like a hotel party like this, it's the worst party. Like, there were like 50, 60 kids. It seemed like there really was probably like 30, but there was like 30 little girls, like 7 and under, staying in 2 hotel rooms split. And I'm not talking like a big hotel room, like Quality Inn, basically, like that size. And these little girls were horrible, and they were like fighting us and screaming at us. And the thing is like, they were like, I see your wig, that's a wig, where's your real hair? And then like one of the parents was like making a remark about like Morgan's eyelashes, and they're like, I wonder what number eyelash that is. It was so inappropriate. And so like, to top it all off, like the mom of the party wasn't even like actually there. She wasn't there like the whole time. She was just like off wherever, like doing something completely different. So like, obviously we had to meet up with her at the end of the party to get paid, and like she didn't pay us $30 out of the total on purpose, because she was like, well, I booked y'all last year and I'm gonna book y'all next year, and I want all the princesses to come next year. So is it okay? Do I really need to pay this extra $30? Because the $30 was a deposit that she never paid, but I'm nice enough to be like, okay, you know, whatever. No ma'am. And I was so ready to just get out of that party, because the kids like had like, they were just, their germs, like they were so nasty, like you could see them like stuffing their hand in their mouth and just being disgusting, and like nobody was watching them. And like, not that I'm a germaphobe, but like to an extent that's really gross. And then like would come back at us and then be like, Elsa, Anna, like, and just like all over us, and nobody was like watching their kids. They were just screaming. We couldn't even do any of our activities because they were so bad. And then like, this woman doesn't want to even pay us the deposit that she owed. She was scary though. Like, she was a scary, scary woman. So I was like, okay, like I am not afraid of a lot of things, but I'm afraid of princess party moms, like women that booked like children's birthday party entertainment. Like they are terrifying to me. I'm like, whatever you want, like have my soul, it's fine, like whatever you want, whatever you want. And so lastly, the other worst experience that I've ever had with an actual princess party rather than like an event, because that's a whole nother video, is like events that I've done that are like awful. But this was fairly recent. This was about, this was like in September. I normally like, when I would book parties, I didn't like doing it over the phone because I liked everything to be in writing. That way there was no miscommunication. And this mom was so adamant about calling me and getting me on the phone to like discuss details or whatever, because I guess she didn't like want what she was going to say in writing. And so she was just like really, really adamant about getting me on the phone. So I finally talked to her on the phone, and like a lot of people like to request specific girls to go to their parties, but the thing is, like, the girls that have worked for me, with the exception of like a handful, are super, like, were super inconsistent. Like, they wouldn't work, they would work here or there, like they were never like every weekend, like, and some of them that just fell off the face of the earth. Like some of them that are in the other videos that I've done, like you can see them and they just like fell off the face of the earth. Like I couldn't get a hold of them or to do parties or videos or anything anymore. So I was like, okay, whatever, like do you. There's a way to tell me like, hey, I don't want to be a princess anymore, but whatever. So this girl, this woman, it was like trying to request a specific Snow Princess and Ice Queen. And of course she wanted Morgan as the Ice Queen. And for the Snow Princess, she was like, well, it was it was a different girl, it wasn't me. And she said, I mean, whoever the Snow Princess is, for lack of Disney copyrighted name, that's fine. It doesn't, she was like, I prefer this one. She said, there is one girl, talking about me, that plays the Snow Princess, and she's a lot heavier than the other girls, and I just want to make sure that I definitely don't get her, because I want it to look like the actual characters. So, not knowing how me and Morgan are such a dynamic at parties, like literally every party me and Morgan have done, we have sold. Like we have sold it. Like our chemistry is perfect. Like people request us because we sell it the best. Whatever. I'm bigger than Morgan. I'm bigger than the average princess. So whatever. And so I'm sitting here like trying not to cry on the phone because my mentality just like I've never had someone insult me like that. I can be called fat 1,000 times a day in comments on YouTube, or be called fat by like people that don't like me, but like someone that's trying to like use my business. This woman had no idea she was talking about me either. I was like, right, okay, yeah, the fat Anna, right, yeah, definitely, you won't have her. So I start, my mind goes 1,000 places at once, and I just completely dismiss it. I just stop thinking about it, and I like my speech goes all crazy. I'm like, oh, okay, well I'll just I'll put you down for that, and I'll touch base with you. I'll touch base. She's like, okay, well I'm gonna email you and make sure. So I hang up and I just start boohoo crying, and I had to go to a rehearsal. It was like tech week for the show I was in, and I was just boohoo crying. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, so she emails me instantly, not even like 2 minutes after getting off the phone. Sends me a picture of my sister with the other girl that plays the Snow Princess, like the alternative. And it's like, hey, I just want to make sure that it's going to be this girl instead of the other girl. I just want to make sure. So I responded with, of course, we can't wait for your party, blah, 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 blah. You'll definitely be getting those girls. I'm the Snow Princess that is much heavier, so I will make sure that it will not be me attending your party. Can't wait for your child's party. Well, she responds with an email back. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I hope you didn't take that the wrong way. I too am much heavier myself, and I'm just trying to think of what looks the best for the girls. So I don't respond. And this is when I went to LA. So I went to LA for the week. I responded with the two girls, which this is actually true. Even though she thinks it was a scapegoat, it wasn't. My response was, the two girls that you have requested for this date, because it had been 3 days, and I went and figured out from them. I was like, hey, can y'all do this? Because if you can't, we'll need to figure something out, because this woman definitely wants you guys and nobody else. And both of the girls were busy. Morgan had work, and the other girl has class on that Saturday. And I told the woman, I was like, hey, look, like they're unavailable. And, you know, I feel that we may not be able to accommodate your needs, but I will refer you to blah, 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 another company here locally. And I hear great things about them. Well, the woman took it so personally and responded and was like, I cannot believe that you would, you know, not do business with me because of a personal issue. I hope that this has nothing to do with the remark that was made about your weight, blah, blah, blah. And I responded and I said, no, it wasn't. However, because I had gone to our Facebook page publicly and it said, you know, we have the right to refuse to service to anyone, just a side note. And then I wanted to inform, you know, that at this point I was going to shut down Party Princesses and I was going to shut down my company and I was going to say, and I just basically informed like, you know, hey, I thought it was a good opportunity. I explained the situation. I informed the Facebook page like, hey, you know, I'm moving, so I'm not going to be in charge anymore much longer anyways. So the woman was like, I saw the Facebook post. I hope this has nothing to do with me. And I just don't think it's fair if you're going to just, you know, if you're not going to give me service because of the remark I made. And she's right. That wouldn't have been fair. But I told her, I said, no, I emailed you saying that we could not do that date. Those girls were booked. And I referred her to another company rather than asking her to pick a different date because I understand how difficult that can be to reschedule a different date. I was looking out for her. Plus, I didn't want her to get, you know, to get a different Ice Queen and me as a different Snow Princess and then, or me as the Snow Princess she didn't want and her be unhappy. Whatever. So she responds with an even more hateful email with a picture of Olaf that says, let it go. Hope that you follow your dreams across the country, and was just really spiteful and hateful and just thought that I was really unprofessional and really immature and this, that, and the other because I told her that the other two girls couldn't do her party. And thought that I was refusing service to her. If I was flat out just refusing service to her, I would have just flat out refused service to her. But like, don't call me thinking that, not realizing that I am one of the princesses and not realizing that I am that fat one you're talking about. Like, it was just a really inconsiderate thing. She was like, I will make sure that everyone I come in contact with will know about my experience with your company. And I was like, cool. Because there's like almost 3,000 other people that like our page that gave us a 5 out of 5 star rating with the elaborate reviews about how much they enjoyed us. So whatever, she booked the other company and I hope it went well. That's all I care about. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, I've just had the craziest experiences. So the next video, story time I will do, will be my experience at events. But yeah. Princessing has brought the weirdest experiences in my life, and some of the meanest. But that's that. I love you guys. I'm thinking about maybe starting a separate channel for these vlogs and story time and stuff. I feel so stupid every time I make one of these because I feel like none of you want to watch them because you just want to see me with a wig on running around. But I was inspired by Olivia Cara? I don't know, but she is awesome and you guys should go check out her YouTube channel. She's super, super fun to watch, and I really love her story time. She's really fun. But yeah, this is where I'm at with this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any ideas for another Jelsa video, comment below and tell me what you're thinking. So, thank you guys so much, and until next time.
Time before you knew what was in store. Things are changing.